So it's May 30th, 2020. We're in the old Port of Montreal, and we're doing some whale watching. It's coming up for 4:30, and we have a humpback whale in the river between Ile Saint-Hélène and the port tower. Looks like it just came up again. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, it seems to be losing ground against the current. Been more or less in the same area for, I'd say, probably a few hours now, all told. This is the furthest upriver that it's ventured, and I don't think it's likely to get much further. The current's quite strong, and even if it does get further, eventually it's going to hit the rapids, and it just won't be able to proceed upriver. But it's definitely going against the current, shall we say. Oh, there it is again. There it is. Yeah, there we go.
Watching something specially?
Yeah, a whale. It just came up.
A whale?
Yeah. It just came up over there. Yeah. Ouais.
Ah, c'est ça que tout le monde regarde. Ben, c'est un orcal.
Oui, à Trois-Rivières, il y a
Orcal.
un petit orcal.
Non, c'est pas un orcal.
C'est ça qu'ils ont dit.
Non, c'est,
Qu'ils l'ont vu plus haut, ils ont
en
dit
anglais, c'est un humpback. C'est pas le mauvais. Je pense que c'est pas un orca, c'est pas un killer whale. C'est.
Moi, je l'ai poigné.
Ah.
Regarde.
Ah oui. Ouais. So she got it on her cell phone. But we can see, the wind is, vibrating the camera. It's getting a little scary looking weather here. I think it probably will rain soon, and I don't want to get soaked.
Comment t'appelles ça?
Humpback. Le grand baleine comme en Star Trek, là, le grand. Sauf que c'est un bébé. Alors, so just explaining the type of whale we got here, and I said it's the same kind as in the Star Trek movie some years ago. Aging myself a little bit, but not too much. So yeah, I think we're more or less done here. The lighting's not great. I'm just wearing a t-shirt and it's getting a bit cool. So I think we're done with our whale watching for today, but it's been great. I really had hoped to be able to at least catch a glimpse of the whale, and I've done a lot more than just catch a glimpse of it. The only thing I haven't done is tried to use a very powerful telephoto lens, but the problem is you don't know exactly where it's going to come up, and you can easily miss it. If your field of view is too narrow, it'll come up outside of the frame, and by the time you've moved to take the photo, or video, it's gone, so I'd rather, there it is again, see? So yeah, slowly losing ground against the current. It's definitely going back upstream, or I should say downstream. We can see the biosphere. If we just go straight up, see there's the biosphere on the left. So it's between me and the biosphere, more or less, a little north of the biosphere. But it's been more or less in the same area for a while now. And just debating if it's worthwhile stopping down. I'm at F8, which is pretty good, but I could go down to F11 for a bit more depth of field and still have a good shutter speed. But I could be running into diffraction problems too. So anyhow, like I said, the sun's poking through a bit, but it's just not pleasant anymore. It could rain, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. I think we're not likely to get any better photos than we've already got. I may go down to the port tower, see if I can get a last shot or two of it a little bit more closer up. But it's been a unique experience doing whale watching in the St. Lawrence River in the Port of Montreal, specifically the old Port of Montreal, between the biosphere and the old port tower. That's the old port tower there. So that's where the whale is, and as I said, it seems to be slowly losing ground against the current. So we'll keep this going a bit longer, but as I said, I think we're pretty much done with the whale watching for today. Who knows, maybe it'll still be here tomorrow. Who knows, it might have even got further upstream. I doubt it, but it can't really go too far because it's going to hit the rapids. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm sure you know, the wildlife experts and the various concerned authorities will know pretty well where it is, and so if it is still in the neighborhood tomorrow, I may come out again and try to get some even better images, because I'm not saying what I've got today is great, but at least we see the whale, we see it coming up, we can see it blowing the water out, and we can see sometimes showing its fins, but it's not a super close-up shot. I could potentially get you know, maybe 3 times more powerful view with the equipment I have, but in trying to do that I might miss the whale completely. So it's a bit of a compromise here between how much telephoto power I want to use. Anyway, it hasn't come up for a little while now. It was surfacing every few minutes over the last half hour or so. But it seems again to have diminished its surfacing. So I think we're probably wrapping this up soon. Got another train coming by here below us. In the background you can hear the SPVM police van telling people not to get too close together in terms of social distancing. It looks like a few SPVM vehicles there in the parking lot. Okay, so as a result of the SPVM...
You got it?
Oh, a few times, yeah.
Oui, avec le tail.
Oui, j'ai vidéo et des photos aussi.
Super.
Je vais mettre ça sur Facebook et Twitter. Je vais faire un hashtag Humpback Whale Montreal. Toute une...
OK, salut.
So yeah, I just noticed the cops, I see cadets. It looks like they're telling people to space themselves out a bit. Haven't seen the whale come up in a bit. I might have missed it surfacing, yakking away here and looking at what's going on in near the port tower. But yeah, I think there it came up. I don't know if that was in the video or not. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so I guess it was right smack in the middle. So yeah, but it's certainly, again, more or less in the same area that it has been for at least 2 or 3 hours now. But it does seem, it's definitely not advancing against the current. It does seem to be falling back against the current. So I had actually hoped to get a photo or video of it as it was close to the tower. I wanted the tower, the base of the tower in the foreground of the photo with the people. But from where I am, it never got far enough upriver. If I went further to my right, further east as we call it in Montreal, or further south, depending on how you want to look at it, I might have been able to get a shot, but there's trees in the way and this and that, so I preferred to stay where I was and definitely get some video and photo of the whale with something, you know, moderately interesting in the background. So I really didn't get the shot I'd hoped for with the port tower in the foreground. Anyhow, I think I'll actually I'll head in that direction because it's on my way home anyway. And if I get a clear view, I may try a final shot. Oh, there's something coming through here. Yeah, that's a jet ski going through. Alright.
Yeah?
Whale.
Where? I don't see it.
Well, it's below the surface for the most part. It comes up every now and then. You keep looking. You see the ladder there? Yeah, normally it's around there by the.
Did you get any picture?
Yeah, video and photo. Yeah.
Can I have a look?
Not right now. It's on the camera.
Oh, okay.
It's running right now. You're gonna have your voice on
You
YouTube.
still are recording.
Yeah. So.
When I come back, I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put my photos on Twitter and Facebook.
What's your name?
My name's Robin Edgar. But
You
I'm
heard
gonna.
the news and you came all the way.
Yeah.
I live right here. I didn't even know.
Yeah. So.
Just let me write down your
sure.
name.
Yeah. ROBINEDGAR.
Robin
Robin, yeah.
and
EDGAR is the family name, yeah. GAR, yeah.
Edgar?
Yeah.
Oh, Robin Edgar. Okay. I look forward to seeing your videos.
Okay.
Thank you.
So that was a young lady wearing a mask and just getting the information about the whale. I haven't seen it come up now for a little while. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it just came up. There it is. Yeah. Okay. So it actually is. It seems to have advanced a little bit. Sort of seems to go back and forth up, upriver, downriver, but within just basically a few hundred feet forward, a few hundred feet back. But I think we're done for this clip anyway. I'm going to start walking towards the nearest metro station, and I will see if I can get the angle I was talking about with the base of the Old Port Tower, and maybe I'll get that with the whale coming up in a few minutes. We'll see.